it's just Saudi Arabia or
Right.
any of these places. And the friends of mine that have daughters, and that we're close, we have these more complex conversations about, like, when their daughter gets older, yeah, how do you teach them to have this agency, is the word we were using, and being like, yeah, like, and one of my friends' wives, so she's like, I don't know if I call it, I don't know if she, like, but she's a very big feminist, and for how
Mm-hmm.
she thinks in the idea of equality and agency for women and things like that. And she said that, like, yeah, if anyone ever blames my daughter for dressing a certain way or doing a certain way, that's not going to fly. She goes, however, if my daughter's going to a frat party or in these environments where there's probably a high likelihood that there's one monster in that crowd, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's another couple guys that once they get super drunk, they also become monsters. I'm not going to, and she said, I'm not going to tell my daughters that they should go in there and they should just expect to be treated with respect because that's how we wish the world was. That's just not how it works. And it was
True.
funny because during that conversation, there was a bunch of us, and there was other women in that group that were, like, angry at that woman, saying, like, well, but then that's blaming the victim. And that conversation kind of exploded.
I don't think it's blaming the victim, but why can't women be equipped with risk mitigation? Like, why can't we be equipped with the
Yeah.
knowledge of, like, avoiding those situations? You're not, how do I even, like, put this? Like, if, okay, I grew up in Reno, Nevada, so there was certain convenience stores that were very well known for being, like, robbed and stuff. And I just didn't go into those convenience stores
Right.
to be safe, to minimize the risk. And
Right.
I think that when we bring up, what women were wearing and certain things like that, it does two things. It does blame the victim, but how incredibly, I'm so surprised that men don't get upset with that, because
Hmm.
how incredibly like, just degrading for you guys to be told that you can't control your instincts or your desires. Like
Right.
that is offensive to me, because that's not what manhood is about. That's not what masculinity is about. Men are to be, like, protectors. And here I am going, like, super conservative, but I also do think that, like, women are to be respected as well. But you
Sure.
know what, I hope what I'm saying is coming across clearly, that, like, we need to be talking about what healthy masculinity is as well, and not demasculating men, but encouraging them to walk in that in a way that is healthy and empowering to both, and respectful, because it just gets me so angry when people say, like, oh, well, what was she expecting? What did she think he would do when she walked in on that? I'm like, well, like, why do you just assume that a man would behave that way
Yeah,
just because?
that's a weird thing to default to. Like, I think that person probably has some violence in their life, or the way they've seen things,
Mm-hmm.
that's how the way that they expect a man to be. Like, I think, and even saying all these things that, oh, we need to teach men that they shouldn't rape, and all these, like even I think that's crazy, because I don't think there's any men out there that are capable of violating someone on that level, that if they were to sit through a presentation, or one of their friends were to talk to them, they'd be like, oh, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. Like, I don't think that's a thing that's ever happened in the world. And, like,
Right.
personally, from the research I've been doing recently on men and boys, like, I think the better part of the equation is that we need to love boys more, and
Mm-hmm.
show them that their feelings are respected, that they are
Mm-hmm.
respected. And instead, we kind of treat boys like they are broken men, and so it creates this awful cycle that it's mirroring.